Hello, I'm Justin.
Hi, I'm Rachel. This is the Hummingbird Tiny Home Inn in Northern Arizona. Our property is 20 acres surrounded by the National Forest, and we are located 35 minutes from Flagstaff and about 30 minutes from Williams. And we have 3 tiny home rentals on the property.
We're also about a 10-minute walk to Sycamore Canyon, which is the second largest canyon in Arizona. There's also several lakes nearby for fishing and boating, and many hiking and biking trails as well. I can be a little ambitious, and I have a lot of crazy ideas that bounce around in my head, and Rachel is my balance. She's my yang to my yin. So she kind of puts me in check, and when I threw that one at her, I was like, hey, let's move into a tiny house and rent tiny houses out. And I was expecting the answer was be like, are you crazy? But she's like, that's a great idea.
Well, I mean, I thought it was a great idea, but like, let's be honest, I was a little freaked out by it too, because, you know, I was like, we just moved into this house 2 years ago, and I'm going to be real. Like, that was my initial thought. But then the more I thought about it, then I was like, oh, that is a really great idea. And
I think it allowed us to pursue what our passions and our lifestyle goals were. It was a means to an end to get to that point, and everything just kind of started falling into place from there.
Our goal with running the Tiny Home Inn is sharing our experience of living small and creating more experiences together, and also just sharing tiny living, because when we first had the idea, there wasn't places to try it out. We just kind of relied on our travel trailer experience. So we really just want to welcome people. I know they come as strangers, but we really want them to leave as friends. And I know that sounds really cheesy, but we genuinely mean that. And oftentimes they do. And we've welcomed back many guests, and we just love being able to share this lifestyle with people and hopefully spark a little thought of maybe doing something slightly different and changing their life so they can live their purpose or follow their dreams too. So this is the Boho. We think it's the most unique, not only in size at 18 feet long and 170 square feet, but it also has a lot of fun touches that we put in the inside. So let's go take a look. Inside the Boho, we have this beautiful Moroccan pendant light that we were able to pick out from Tierra del Lagarto in Scottsdale, Arizona. We were fortunate enough to be able to pull the tiny house up to their shop, and the mother-daughter team were able to come out and help us personally decorate it. In the living room, we have a pull-out sofa that is full-size with linens underneath, so this could actually sleep 4 people. As you can see, a lot of the decor around here is from around the world to kind of tie in the boho traveling feel that we wanted to put into this tiny home. And in the kitchen here, we have a full-size sink, and we have a flat-top induction cooktop here, as well as a mini fridge. To make it a little bit more quirky or unique, we decided to with these turquoise knobs to give it a little bit of a different fun feel. And over on this side is where we have the dining option with the coffee setup, as well as a rack if you want to hang any of your clothes. And in the bathroom here, we have a tiled shower that matches the tile on the fireplace, as well as a sink and a toilet and linens above the toilet space. And upstairs in the lofted bedroom is a queen-size bed, and the headboard is actually a modified door from Morocco that we converted into the headboard. And then the nightstands are actually like little treasure chests or jewelry chests that are also from India as well. So.
Thanks to our sponsor, Birch. Are you back to hear about my bed again? Birch is a premium mattress-in-a-box company that makes mattresses and sleep products crafted with sustainably sourced materials. We've had our Birch Luxe mattress for over 2 months now, and it is dreamy. I am sleeping like a stone cold fox. Birch Luxe takes the comfort, safety, and luxury of the original Birch mattress to the next level. Crafted with 8 different luxurious layers, offering increased airflow and targeted lumbar support. As a hottie, I get hot when I sleep, but the organic materials help keep me cool and regulate my body temperature. We think you'll love our Birch Luxe mattress as much as we do. So if you're looking for a new bed, check out Birch. They offer a 100-night sleep guarantee and a 25-year warranty. Meow. See the link in the description or go to birchliving.com/tinyhouse for $400 off your mattress, plus 2 free pillows.
We started this journey and we were going to actually try to do the tiny home inn in Cave Creek, which is north of Phoenix. We had a piece of land and the city was on board at first, and we started building our tiny houses. And then the city planner who was on board with us and was going to help us make it work, he got diagnosed with brain cancer and passed away. When he passed, the enthusiasm for our business also went away with him. And they had wanted us to try to change and put them on foundations, and we already had 2 built at the time on wheels, so we couldn't, and they didn't want lofts, and I get it, that was their guidelines. So we had to completely switch gears and find a different place to put our business.
And this is the mansion tiny house. This is our largest tiny house at 24 feet in length and 270 square feet. Features a nice outdoor dining area with seating up to 6 and bistro lights at night for a nice ambiance. Let's take a look inside. As you walk in, you're right in the living room area of the tiny home. You have a nice pull-out sofa that sleeps up to 2 people. And then you have the TV directly across from the sofa. And then we'll walk right into the kitchen. And the kitchen features a gas range, 4 burners with a vent hood, a full-size sink, and then it has a nice large fridge. And then also there's a table here that sits up to 4 people as well. So we chose these stools because they're nice and easy to tuck under the table when it's not in use. But you can sit up to 4 people here at this little dining table under the stairs. All right, we'll walk right into the bathroom here. It's got the tile floor, tile shower as well. And then a separate, obviously the toilet and the vanity over here. There's also some extra storage right underneath this cabinet. So for any bulky items or luggage or suitcases, you have a place to tuck that away. So this space up here is the secondary loft. This one's popular with kids because they like to climb this ladder at night to climb into their little treehouse bed. And this is the master loft. It's quite a bit larger than the secondary loft. Has a couple nightstands, some USB charging plugs, and lights as well. And the goal with the mansion was to create a space where a family can get together or groups of friends and have a comfortable space where they can sleep, relax, congregate, and just have a good time. During the Cave Creek zoning process and all that, that was about 1.5 years, I think, of time. And in the meantime, while we're working on that, we actually had 2 of our tiny homes down in Tucson. We found a mother and daughter team that ran an old motel/RV park, and we were able to park our homes on their land, and they took care of all the cleaning and the guest interactions. It was a great partnership. They were amazing, and it kind of helped us have some income in the meantime while we were working through a lot of the issues with working with the county.
We learned a lot from the Cave Creek process. We had to do zoning, we drew up plans, worked with an engineer, so there's a lot of life lessons along with that as well, and we grew and gained a lot of knowledge through that experience, so I'm very thankful that it happened, but that's how we got to where we are now here in northern Arizona. And here we have the Hygge. It is 30 feet long and 240 square feet. On the outside, we have more ambient lighting with the bistro lights and a table that seats 4. And with the Hygge, we wanted to bring the outside in. So let's go take a look. Here in the Hygge, we have an open roof, so we have the very airy feel. as well as a queen-size bed. And all the artwork in here is done by my husband Justin's mother, Doreen. And now we'll go into the living room area where we have a pull-out sofa that is a full-size bed with the linens underneath. And we have this beautiful stone stacked fireplace to keep you cozy, as well as a TV and a hookup for a DVD player to watch a movie at night. And here in the kitchen, it's an alleyway kitchen with a large sink, as well as a mini fridge. And we have here a 4 burning stovetop with the hood, as well as a nice extra closet space for extra storage in here for any luggage or clothing that you'd like to store. And now moving into the bathroom, we have a full-size shower with tile, as well as a nice bathroom sink and the toilet, and another artwork done by Justin's mom. So hygge is actually a Danish phrase where it's really just like a cozy, comfortable space, and that's what we tried to do here, make it warm, cozy, and inviting for you to enjoy while you're here visiting us.
So we have the 3 rentals now, and we just recently purchased a sawmill with our neighbor next door. And our goal is to utilize a lot of the lumber on site. We're going to do a lot of trimming and thinning in our wooded area, which needed to be done anyway. But what we want to do is take that lumber and create structures out of those. Kind of really going back to that homestead mindset of creating little cabins or A-frames out of the lumber from this land. Kind of taking over that culture and that tradition of living simply as the homesteaders that lived here before us did. We're carrying on that tradition in a way, and kind of bringing more people out to this area to kind of show them. And we always talk with our guests about the history because they instantly become fascinated. They're like, wow, how old is that cabin? And it just sparks so many conversations about history and what it took to live in an environment like this before all the modern comforts we have with electricity and running water, and there's an old hand pump that they used to use. And it's really fun to share that with our guests, and they can get a little taste of it while living in a nice, comfortable, tiny home in a hot shower in a bed. So, but it's fun to be able to communicate that with people. All right, well, that concludes the tour of the tiny homes, but there are several other things on site we'd like to show you. Behind us, we have our communal area, which features a nice large fire pit, some roasting sticks for s'mores or hot dogs. There's also a cornhole area, and then a barbecue section as well. So while we like to have the homes in their own private locations, we also wanted to create a space where people could come together after a day of activities or hiking, biking, and get to know each other and roast a s'more and just enjoy the beauty of northern Arizona. This solar array has 24 290 watt panels. So it's about 7,000 watts or 7 kilowatts of power that feeds into the battery room, which is in the Connex box right behind us. And that will power all the homes here, 100% sustainable with solar energy. None of these homes are tied into the grid whatsoever. All right, and now we're going to take a look at the battery room. This is the heart of the operation here. So this powers all the homes. We have 8 6-volt batteries here, which create a 48-volt system. Those are all managed by these charge controllers, and then the inverters, then eventually to this breaker box, which then goes out to each of the homes. The homes are very efficient. They only require about 20 amps of power, so we are more than set up here for those needs. So our goal was we wanted to be 100% off grid with this entire project. We wanted power from the sun. We have a well here on site, which gets pumped into an underground cistern, which then feeds all the homes as well, and then a septic system. So everything here it's a self-contained community. We didn't want to have to tie into any grids whatsoever. And there's actually a few very interesting historical buildings here on site. Let's go take a look. So this land was actually homesteaded by a woman named Dorothea Thomas, and she had lived out here since the 30s with her husband, and her husband passed away in mid-50s, and she continued to live out here into the mid-60s by herself. And she had horses and sheep, and she did some farming as well. And every summer this family would come up and camp on her land, and it was these three brothers. And in the 60s, she got too ill to take care of herself, so she had to move on. And the brothers offered to buy the property from her, and luckily she accepted, and the brothers grew up on this land with their children. One of their daughters got married in this barn right behind us here, and it was a special place for their family. And when they had put it for sale, they had a lot of offers to take the land and subdivide it and turn it into, houses and tract houses, and they just didn't want to see this property head in that direction. So we were very fortunate to meet them and talk with them. And we have three boys too, so I think that kind of helped with them feeling at ease with letting the property go. And we purchased it about 2.5 years ago. And we told them we're going to keep all the buildings intact because we strongly believe in keeping the heritage of the land that we're on. And we're going to take a look at a few of those buildings now. This is the old Homestead barn here, and it's been around for many years. I think around 65 years this structure has been here. Dorothea used to house her horses and some of her sheep in here as well. And what we've done is kind of turned it into an event venue. We had a concert here in November for all the local residents here. It was a pretty unique and pretty fun experience for everyone. So we love bistro lights, as you can probably tell. So we added a lot of lights in here to brighten up the space. Well, let's go take a look at the old historic homestead cabin. This behind us here is called the bunkhouse. This is the only structure that when we arrived on site had running water. And there was a small bedroom in there. We believe it was built in the mid-60s, and you can see it is built with railroad ties. There was actually a railway that ran very close to this property, so they used a lot of the materials that were around and available. And now it's just basically used as our storage for the tiny house rentals. So this is the main cabin that Dorothea Thomas occupied for many years, and then the family that took it over used as well. So there's no running water in here. Electricity was added in the mid-60s, but it's just a really cool, unique piece of Arizona history. Construction was around 1909, 1910. And with all local lumber here. The fireplaces were made with natural cinders. We have a volcano here in Flagstaff, and all the material for the fireplace was sourced locally. And it's just a really unique, fun piece of history that we really love having here on property. Right now it is kids' playroom or kids' Armageddon room. We'll clean it up before we go in, I promise, but it's their Lego build room and then also some food storage as well. Our goal is to eventually turn it into a little museum that guests can come through. We have quite a few pictures that were saved over the years of Dorothea and kind of life here on the homestead. So we want to turn it into a museum, possibly put a little movie together as well so people can really understand and appreciate how hard life was before a lot of these modern conveniences and what people had to put up with and what they dealt with living out here. What really made us fall in love with this property was the history behind it all. We really wanted to find a place that had some character, had some charm, that was an important piece of Arizona history, and then maintain that history and show people, what life was like out here and maintain the culture and the heritage of Northern Arizona. And we plan on continuing that and embracing that and sharing it with others. That's our goal.
Right down the way, there's a hike. We're close by to Sycamore Canyon, which is the second largest canyon in Arizona. And there's a little swimming hole and a waterfall, and it's just really peaceful and really beautiful. And so along with that area, and there's about 3 other lakes that really drew us in. So there's a lot to do in the area. So
all the guests that have come to us have been amazing, and I think it is that it's almost like an internal desire, I think, that people have within them. And we get a lot of people from cities, majority is from cities, and I think they crave that community and they don't know how to really express it or what to do with it. And they come out to a place like this is kind of what I see as the right path. I just don't know the next step. So being, you know, that place where they can come and connect and talk with us, and, you know, half the time our guests are just rapid fire questions like, what about this? What about that? You know, it's almost like they're doing their research while they're staying with us, which is wonderful. We love sharing as much as we can.
Thank you for watching our video and for stopping by Tiny House Expedition. I'm Alexis.
And I'm Christian. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And for more tiny home tours and stories, click the videos below.
And join us on Instagram for bonus content,
including face-to-face conversations with us. We hope to see you there.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one.